Hello everyone, I want to welcome you to another video on my YouTube channel, and I've showed you a few videos here already with how to use a VBA and how to get started with Visual Basic applications. What I'm going to try to do is introduce different videos as I go along, showing you some of the other tricks that you can learn with Visual Basic applications, or VBA. One of the things I first came attracted to with it is the ability to save information like from a text box and to transfer it as a copy paste feature, which is known as a clipboard. I'm going to demonstrate that to you. First of all, make sure that you already have Windows Microsoft Word open, and this is the one I'm currently using here. Oh, actually, nope. Maybe I just get it from here, I guess. Well, anyways, right here I was trying to get this window to pop up. So I'm using 2010 version. Whatever you want to use is totally fine. If you want to watch the other video how to set up the developer tab, for a quick reference, just go to File and go to Options and you go to Customize Ribbon, and it'll be in the section that says Developer, and you just click on that right there, on and off, and that will turn your developer tab on for you. And then all you have to do at that point is click on Visual Basic, or you can actually hit F11, and on your keyboard it'll do the same thing and should open it up, if I'm not mistaken on that key. Okay, so let's get started. I'm going to go ahead and just kind of create a new form here just for demonstration purposes. You can actually go here by right-clicking on the form section. You'll see forms. Yours might just be empty like that. Just right-click on it and insert user form. And it'll just, mine's just picking up the order of the form, so it picks up number 12 since I've already got all these other ones created. And as before, you can always resize the windows by grabbing the crosshairs. You should see a little toolbox pull up here. If not, you can actually go over here somewhere, I believe, and get it. Yeah, it's right there, toolbox. Or you can actually get the icon up here at the top. Just turns it on and off there. So simple Visual Basic applications. This is your canvas where you can drag these components over to the screen. These are your properties. They're going to be corresponding to whatever your controls are showing. These are called controls, but you can see they're actually called controls there. So we're just going to make it real simple. We're just going to grab this AB, which is your text box, to the screen anywhere, and you're going to use the little mouse, hover it over to the corner, so you can kind of enlarge it if you want. It's totally up to you what you want to do at this point. Okay, so we have something to type into a window, basically. Make it a little bit longer if you want. It's totally fine. And then you're going to go over here to underneath this section and grab a command button and just drag it to the screen here. You can resize this form if you want to, just by going down here, of course, again, and if you want to shrink it, you can do that too. And you look over here as you're clicking the controls in the window, you'll see that this changes over here. So this is showing all the properties for this text box. And if you click on command button, this is showing all the properties for the command button. So that's how you kind of move around with the properties. So we're going to rename the text box. I just called mine test, whatever. Mine just going to be called test. Name it to whatever you want. You can also rename the command button. It's typical to use the CMD notation at the front, or abbreviation, button, or whatever you want to call it. Doesn't matter. And it'll just keep track of it there. So now you've actually recreated and renamed both of them successfully. And what you want to do now is you want to go into the subroutine, so you can start writing the code, and you just basically click. You can click on either one of these, but to get the action sequence or the event going, you're just going to click on the command button. Oh, and one more thing, let's go ahead and rename the button. You can do that either over here. I've showed this trick before where you can actually do it in here by renaming it, but you can also go down here, which I don't know if I showed this before. You can rename it in a category down here, which is under caption. And I call it submit, or whatever you want to call it. Whatever you want to call it there, you can rename it there. And as we enter the button, it'll take us back to the code, and I'll start writing some code and kind of explaining what I'm doing as I'm going along. I like to indent everything for clarity, to make it a little bit easier. We'll start with the dimension statement, and we're going to initialize the object for the clipboard. It's just called clipboard, just as you see it there. Set it as a string. And this is going to keep track of the text in the clipboard for you. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to create the object. Just like you see here, whenever you see a new, that means you're creating an object. It's just you're going to select the data object. You notice that the IntelliSense picked up. And the next thing we could do is we could take what's in that test window. We can output it here. We can either write it in here if we wanted to put in like our own example here or whatever, we'll print to the text box, or we could just make it read what's already in the text box. For now, we'll just make it read whatever you type in the text box. So we'll skip that. And a little message here to tell you what the code below is going to do. Okay, so we'll write some code here now. Now we're going to reuse that string variable we created earlier, and we're going to transfer it into the text box, whatever you had called it earlier. Remember, mine was called txt test. Whatever you named yours, you want to make sure you put it in here. Exactly as that. Don't forget to put the extension txt on the end so it recognizes it as text, not anything else, so not a value or anything. Then next, we're going to set the object again. Oops. Object obj data. And you're going to use this. You won't see the IntelliSense appear, but just type it like this. It'll work fine. Again, you won't see the IntelliSense appear, but this is all accurate. Now, we're going to go ahead and create some more comments. Now, so these are these green with a little quote in front of it. That's a comment, how you do a comment in Visual Basic or VBA. So I'm going to put out my little message here to tell you what's going on. So we're going to take the text from txt test, and we're now going to transfer it to the clipboard so that it can save it as a copy paste feature. Basically, it'll be saving it. Clipboard is another way of thinking paste, because you're copying it into a place that you can paste it to later. So we're going to reuse our object again. Again, you won't see the IntelliSense appear, but it will work. str clipboard. Now we're going to initialize it so we can reuse it for later, which means we're just going to clear it out once we're done with it. Very important to do. Don't want to leave garbage in there. And this is just about it. If all goes well, we should now have a clipboard feature going on here. So we'll get the program running here. Make sure there's no errors. It looks good. So it'll automatically reload the Windows form there. So we can just go over here. We could just type in, "This is my first clipboard project," and submit. We'll see if we get any errors. If not, it won't do anything, but it has done something that unbeknownst to you. Now, I like to use Notepad to kind of transfer my information to show you that this is working. So you can go over here anywhere. You can either use Control-V or go to Edit and just click on Paste, and instantly you'll see it's recalled whatever you type in here. So if you change this to anything else, my new project or whatever, and as soon as you hit Submit again and go back down here to Control-V, you'll see the new information. So that's essentially it. That's how short this video is. But now you can use that to transfer between boxes. I use it in my job, so I'm basically keeping track of a bunch of screens in my fast note right here. I don't know if I can load it right here right now. But anyways, I use it to transfer. Let me just close this out to show you real quick. I use it to transfer screens of text around in my little program here. So whatever I type in, anything in my little program, which if you've already seen an example, go ahead and run it. Let me just look up something here real quick. We use late fee waived. Mine's now transferred into here, and I could use it to do multiple things, and it'll build upon a list. So if I go back over here, you'll see it just remembered what I typed in. So it's all transferred to the clipboard. That's the advantage to this, because you can create a bunch of buttons, you know, and text boxes, and transfer information to one place. That's the purpose of why people like, you know, clipboards. That's essentially it for this video. Thanks for watching, guys, and look forward to more videos to come. And please subscribe if you like this.